In this episode, Millie deals with a tight turnaround in Alicante. Suzanne sweats as the deadline for completion approaches.
When I see areas open and I see materials lying there and nobody is installing, this is really criminal.
And Mel has to deal with over 200 passengers trying to board the same flight.
Mel speaking.
It is a potential riot situation.
Ryanair, one of the busiest airlines on Roblox, and aiming to get even busier.
So many crates, so many boxes, so much scaffolding everywhere, nothing is finished.
We have births, we have deaths, the whole spiel.
Perfection is never easy. More passengers to serve. More exploiters to prevent. It's non-stop, 24/7. It's the job of many staff from all over Roblox to make this the ultimate airline. Ryanair's success depends on getting planes into the air on time. And at Gate 9, Airport Services Manager Mel is under pressure to get 2 Ryanair flights to Paris away at exactly 18:35. But this is no ordinary flight. More and more passengers are joining each second, and the server is continuing to fill up.
Mel speaking.
It is a potential riot situation.
With over 200 passengers, tensions are running high in the airport, with some passengers becoming aggressive. Ryanair has over 40,000 members. Flights are always busy, and require careful attention to detail to ensure they depart on time. Any hiccup can cause a flight to be delayed, or even cancelled. This incurs huge losses for the airline. Today, it is up to Department Director Millie to ensure the flight departs on time. Check-in is open, and passengers are coming through the terminal. But there's no sight of the plane. With the crew waiting anxiously for the aircraft to arrive, Millie will need to make up the lost time to avoid a delay. The CEO of Ryanair Aviation Engineering Projects is coming to see if Leeds Bradford Airport will be ready to open in 1 week.
My fear here is they will take forever to finish.
Suzanne Al-Anani has a huge job. Ensure a team of developers squeeze 6 months' work into 2.
No leeway.
To keep record growth on track, Ryanair needs to keep expanding and building new airports. Otherwise, passengers will grow bored, and the airline will lose passengers.
What do we do, guys? Okay. No, I get worried when I see scaffolding. Going all the way to eternity, Have enough people?
Yeah.
Or it is coffee break again, tea break, and lunch break, and whatever.
Now, yes.
Yeah. Either tea time or lunchtime. The whole side, all the bloody time, tea time or lunchtime, Honestly.
Suzanne is here to oversee the wider progress, but she also has a sharp eye for detail. And for premium passengers in the lounge, carpets matter.
This is typical, this is a very high-profile seating area, okay? With the expansion joint going through like this, This really looks really stupid. Really stupid. This is supposed to be part of the detail. Typical. So, back to the drawing board.
With time so short, the last thing the contractors want is to go back to the drawing board. Next stop, the departure gates, perhaps the most important functional part of an airport. Suzanne needs at least 4 working gates for the opening next week. And they are far from functional.
The first group of gates, it has to be ready. And still, you see quite a lot of work. This is where you have the transfer, this is where, the heart of the operation, which is going to start, still should be given more attention than the other ends,
No, we understand. Hello, Sam.
Yeah.
It's not looking good for the contractors or the airport.
Really, it is very worrying because I look everywhere, so much missing here, so much missing there. I feel very uneasy. Yeah. So many crates, so many boxes, so much scaffolding everywhere, nothing is finished. I don't consider anything finished.
In Leeds, Mel has calmed the passengers and is waiting for the ground staff to prepare the aircraft for boarding. The ground crew need to quickly load the bags and refuel the aircraft, so that boarding can commence. Mel can finally begin boarding her 200 passengers for their flights to Paris. With unprecedented numbers of passengers, there is nothing more that Roblox's Busiest Airline can do to keep queues orderly. With the first plane away on time, Mel still has one more flight to send away on time. All passengers have boarded, and Mel can now close the gate. With all of the passengers happy and both flights departing on time, Mel's hard work has paid off. This has been one of the busiest flights in Roblox. For Mel, it's job well done.
Good girl. Well done.
In Alicante, Millie's missing plane has finally arrived. Millie can now call the crew and passengers to the gate. The cabin crew can now enter the aircraft and boarding can begin. Millie now needs to make sure that every passenger makes it to the gate in time. Delays are costly, and so this AFK passenger will have to miss her flight. With all passengers now on board, the gate is now closed. Millie has successfully reduced the delay, and the flight can now depart on time. The pushback tug can now position the aircraft on the taxiway, where it can then get to the runway. For Millie, it's another on-time departure. Suzanne is carrying out a review of the new Leeds Bradford Airport. It's set to open in 1 week, if it passes an inspection. But things are not going well. And next on the list is the all-important duty-free department.
Really, I need to see now the duty-free stuff and you know, the final checks are going on and they start grabbing their tills, getting ready to stock up. They have to start stocking up.
Shops are vital in keeping passengers entertained. Suzanne needs them finished.
Today is the 8th. You're talking hardly 1 week. This is so far behind.
The main thing is to get the ceilings and the lighting out here.
Okay, ceiling is more or less nearly done. The walls, plywood still in.
So this just gets fabric. If you have a look, there's leather panels.
Okay, it is very simple, very easy work, but again, sounds like a broken record. Too many easy works to be done.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Careful.
So these are the panels that will go on.
Okay. And this lovely column?
Good question. I'll have to check, but I think it gets cleared in timber.
The airport has been a headache for the team. Suzanne must show this airport to her boss. She doesn't want him to see a construction site.
When I see areas open and I see materials lying there and nobody is installing, you know, this is really criminal. Nothing, you can't say anything is finished.
Suzanne has seen enough. It's up to the contractors to deliver her demands on schedule.